The Avengers may be Earth's mightiest heroes, but there can only be one mightiest Avenger. So who exactly is the strongest Avenger?
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied. Voice activation required.
Banner.
Welcome, Strongest Avenger.
What?
Okay, yeah, it's probably gonna be one of those guys. And just a note, we're only including the MCU Avengers, so we're basing this on what a character can or can't do in the movies only. Don't even come at me with that whole, but Cap picked up Thor's hammer in the comic stuff. Okay, let's break it down. From least powerful to most, these are the strongest Avengers. No, Quicksilver never made it to an official Avengers welcoming ceremony with all the cake and balloons that presumably accompany it, but he did die saving an Avenger, so let's just give the snarky speedster his due. Having his lightning-fast ability sure would have come in handy during Thanos' invasion, but unfortunately, Petro Maximoff was gone before we really got to know him.
You didn't see that coming?
Look, even Hawkeye will tell you Hawkeye's the paltriest Avenger, and I mean, it's a little absurd that he's out there shooting arrows at aliens, assuming he's not brain-controlled or just skipping movies altogether, that is. He is super skilled, sure, but considering the escalating threats surrounding the Avengers these days, the little section of Venn diagram that represents the usefulness of his pointy projectiles is shrinking fast.
Better clench up, Legolas.
Sam Wilson is a loyal partner to Cap and a formidable force, able to take to the skies and support his teammates with guns, bombs, and robo-birds. But his lack of overall armor and weaponry relegates him somewhat to being a slighter version of War Machine and Iron Man. It's always good to have Falcon in your corner, but he's still the guy you have doing occasional perimeter sweeps, right?
Oh, that's how it is?
Oh, that's how it is.
Okay.
Black Widow is badass. There is no denying this, and she's the top of the line when it comes to humans who aren't super soldiers, super geniuses, or covered head to toe in battle armor. She's got fighting skills, agility, resourcefulness, courage under pressure, and hidden tech trickery. She just, can't fly or drop a sheet cake of bombs or float things with her mind.
Let me put you on hold.
Well, understandably, not as at home inside his suit as Tony Stark, who invented the damn thing, Rhodey has been dragging his heavily armed butt all over the world to neutralize threats and thwart terrorism. He's got a wide array of firepower, but he's let the suit get the better of him on occasion too, lacking complete mastery of it, and eventually wound up paralyzed for his troubles. Still, Rhodey was big enough to put all that aside and fight alongside Cap when Thanos and his army came a-knockin'.
Focus that fire on the left flank, Sam. I'm doing it!
Spider-Man can, of course, do whatever a spider can. Bottom line, he can move like no one else in the Avengers, and while he didn't officially join the team until he was out in space just a few hours before his decimation, he was offered the job a few months earlier. Also, all those Stark suit upgrades make young Peter into even more of a damage-dealing dynamo.
And this suit is ridiculously intuitive, by the way, so if anything, it's kind of your fault that I'm here.
Due to the mind-blowing genius of Tony Stark, Iron Man has been an ever-evolving Avenger, shifting from welded and soldered together parts to practically invisible nanotech. Iron Man has 1,000 tricks up his sleeve and always seems to have an answer to every critical question. Sure, Tony's made his fair share of goofs, all in the name of trying to protect our world from cosmic invaders, and when push comes to shove, he's just a mortal man, and a can. But his brain has practically been the MVP of the MCU from the start.
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
This was a tough call, but since we've seen Cap and Iron Man actually square off with a bit of Bucky Barnes in the middle, we're giving Steve the edge over Tony for simply doing more with less. Granted, Steve's less is being the one and only successful test subject of Dr. Erskine's super soldier serum, but Cap's strength, stamina, leadership, and most importantly, his moral compass are the complete package. Steve's heart is like Tony's intellect. Both are their respective strengths, for better or worse.
I am Groot!
I am Steve Rogers.
It's never actually been settled definitively whether Hulk is stronger than Thor, but you could make the argument, given how much of Hulk's power is tied to his rage, that he easily has the potential to be the strongest Avenger in terms of pure muscle and might. It's just that, well, Hulk's a lot. A lot. For Hulk to come out, a bunch of fail-safes need to be in place, not to mention that most recently, Hulk's decided that Hulk no want to come out. He has the potential to be the strongest team member, but he's also apparently the most fickle. Vision, being basically born in the Mind Stone itself with a mixtape of Jarvis thrown in, is comprised of vibranium. He is a heroic hodgepodge of superpowers who can basically decimate just about anyone in his path, if he isn't too busy wearing sweaters or playing chess. From invulnerability to density manipulation to firing blasts from his forehead, Vision's filled to the brim with battle-ready brutality.
Well, I was born yesterday.
A strong case could be made for Wanda Maximoff being the most powerful Avenger. Her abilities, grafted from the Mind Stone, not only allow her to create energy blasts and force fields, but also allow her to toss people around with telekinesis. Oh, and she's also a telepath. That's quite a special skills section on a resume. Now, if only she was less sloppy and didn't kill a bunch of innocent people by mistake. That'd be fantastic. Wanda's a prime example of an all-powerful being not being able to wield their power to the max yet.
You guys are so screwed now!
Thor's had character flaws, family flaws, hair flaws, and an arc that's involved him morphing from an arrogant meathead to a mindful warrior who sacrifices all of Asgard to save his own people. But there's also a reason why more than one MCU film has saved his introduction to the third act fight for last, creating a massive crowd-pleasing moment. Thor's raw Asgardian power, durability, speed, and nifty knack for being able to create game-changing lightning allow him to soar in from above and completely clear a battlefield. Dude's over 1,000 years old and has bested dark elves, frost giants, galactic fire demons, and a plate of hard-earned artery-clogging shawarma. He's also withstood the heat of a dying star. Now, if only he had gone for the head. Okay, if you're wondering about Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy, well, technically they aren't Avengers in the movies yet. Well, who do you think is the strongest Avenger? Let's discuss in the comments. And for more in the MCU, be sure to also check out our timeline of the Tesseract or our breakdown of the latest Avengers Endgame trailer. And don't forget to like and subscribe to IGN.